Hey, Corey, appreciate the comment. Hit the like, guys, if you are here. We very much appreciate it. We're going to get into one more thing, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this. So Alex McWhirter, creator of Hedron, obviously was tweeting about something that you brought up earlier, Ewok, and that is, what the gas fees on Ethereum could be like way down the road. And this doesn't just affect HEX stakes. I mean, obviously, people that are into HEX are going to care about that, but I mean, if Ethereum gets to a level of network capacity and price one day that is just untenable, and you are somebody who is invested in HEX and has HEX stakes on Ethereum coming out, it is going to heavily affect you to the point that we don't even know, ideally the price of HEX, continues to go up in the fashion that it has against Ethereum, which is very, very positive, and it won't matter as much what the ETH fees are.
Right.
But, that said, I mean, who knows? Maybe you could be in a bear market and there's some instances where, as much as this would suck, like ending the HEX stake would not be beneficial to you or something, like claiming the coins after that. So, what do you think about that idea? Some of like the flash loans ideas that Alex had and the things that he was talking about. I mean, what do you think that could look like in the future? And I know the building of Pulse Chain is all to combat this, obviously, but people obviously are still going to want those ETH HEX stakes as well. They're not doing these stakes now for no reason. So what do you think about that? And what do you think about the possible solutions to those problems?
Well, I'm not a coder, so I don't know what he was referring to. He mentioned CowSwap. And I'm not sure if it was a flash loan type deal. Didn't really look into it that much, but I do know it was one of the things that I thought about whenever getting into the Maximus and the Decimus and the Lucky and those perpetuals. I think they're going to be good to kind of have those and probably rely on some sort of pooled ETH that will help end those stakes. And I'm hoping that they will help cover the Ethereum fees for when my own stakes end. That's kind of my own solution. And that was why I planned those out as well. Yeah, I think there's going to be some creative people though that come up with some really good ideas. I like the flash loan type thing where you can take a loan out, pay somebody a fee for borrowing the ETH, and then pay it back instantly. Now, the one thing that has been speculated is because the S load is so intensive with all the calculations that it would take to figure out the yield for a 15-year stake, that it could possibly fill up a block and then some on its own. So hopefully there's some sort of scaling by then, maybe a way to even do it in a ZK roll-up type deal, where it does it off-chain, does the calculation off-chain, and then throws it into the block to allow you to finish it. I think that would be amazing if somebody could kind of come up with something like that, to where, like I said, the calculation being done off-chain could then be verified that it was done correctly, and then the end stake feature where you do mint your new coins is the part that's done on-chain. There are so many brainiacs out there that understand code and that could probably figure out something that I'm kind of relying on them, to come through for us and save the day. But yeah, it is concerning, man. It's very concerning that if things are ending in that period of time when there is a bear market and the price of it is down and it really just doesn't pay you to end it. That's a long time to wait to have something sit there and bleed out until it's profitable again, or even just to break even. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And I definitely agree with what you said. I mean, like some awesome brains out there creating stuff to make, speaking of Alex himself, I mean, like creating Hedron to help with, kind of stake liquidity and like the ability to move stakes around. I mean, I think it was a genius idea, something that would like that's an example of something that's been built on top of Hex that I think is phenomenal, and to date one of the best. Go ahead.
Speaking of Alex, did you happen to see the massive 15-year stake that sold the other day on the Hedron auction side?
I was hearing about it, but I didn't see how it ended up. No, what happens?
So I forget if it was, I think it was worth 1,200 T-shares. And the auction, the last I saw, it was before I had gone to bed. I think it still had a couple hours on it. And I'm not sure what it finally sold for. But it was maybe 20 billion or 200 billion. Brizology or somebody, do you guys remember what it sold for? I just thought it was amazing that it was the equivalent of a dolphin, basically.
Yeah, that's insane.
In one stake. I think it was 20 million HEX that had gone up for auction. So it was pretty cool to see that and somebody take ownership of that. It was pretty cool, and that's a lot of Hedron that got burned. That's the bonus side of things, which would also increase the ICOSA yield as well. So I just didn't know if you had seen it or what you thought about it.
I saw a tweet about it. I didn't see the whole thing, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy numbers out there for sure with some of those auctions. But yeah, it's going to be very 10 million. Okay,
10 million X.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see. Yeah. Like this is what I do love about crypto in general, but especially right now. We are seeing tons of innovation. Yeah. Lots of things are out there being built that are worthless pump and dumps. There's a lot of AI crap going on right now, for example. That's probably going to bait some people in. You have layer ones out there being built that I think are just like Aptos, I think is kind of like a Solana 2.0 as far as just a lot of money being put into it. But you've also got great things out there being built as well, and a lot of great DeFi products and solutions for things. This is what we can't lose sight of. And I know there's been a lot of dissent in different DeFi communities, different crypto communities. People love to fight, especially whenever the markets are down. But I think like the main thing that we should take away is that there is innovation. Whoever you think is right or wrong, the fact that there are really smart people out here working really hard to try to beat each other is good for us. I think that that's definitely good. And, something we all, I think, believe in is like a capitalism, a free market, people creating good things, and whoever creates the best thing wins. Yeah, I mean that's how it works. So